Welcome to Maker Monday with the Warren County Library System. My name is Sandy Roberts, and I'm the Makerspace Coordinator for the Warren County Library. Normally, I'd be bringing you programs from our beautiful Makerspace at Southwest, but this year, due to some of the restrictions that we're facing, all of our programs are coming online instead. So you can find me here at 2 p.m. every Monday with Maker Monday, right on Facebook and then archived on our YouTube channel. Make sure you check out our calendar on our website at warrenlib.org. Let me just put that up for you real quick because we have got some absolutely amazing programs planned for you. We've got all kinds of magicians and animal events and games, wonderful maker and STEM events, story times, and adult crafts. So definitely check out that calendar, register for programs, and take a look. And make sure you register for summer reading while you're there. Okay, today's Maker Monday project is a really fun one, another upcycled craft. I'm trying to do lots of upcycled things because I want to use materials that you have around the house. And it is a metal lid picture frame. Little hanging picture frame. So this one, I'm going to try and hold it a little closer. These have all pictures of my daughters from Easter. And this is really easy to make. It doesn't take a lot. Now, this one, younger kids, you're definitely going to want some help from mom and dad because you need to either use a hammer and nail or you need to use some hot glue. So we want to make sure that we have the assistance that we need. But this is a really fun project. It's great to give as a gift. And again, it's something that you probably have around the house. How many of us have lids and we can't find the jars that they go to? I know it's a problem for me all the time. So this is really fun and it's a great way to commemorate. It's a great birthday gift, anniversary gift. And again, it uses inexpensive stuff. So let's talk about materials. Here we go. And just as a reminder, I am following along on my cell phone. So if you have any questions, I'll see them right there. You go ahead and ask. Okay, first and foremost, we are going to need our metal lids. You want something probably under 4 inches. It starts getting kind of big because your typical photo is 4 by 6. So if you have a lid that's larger than 4 inches, you're going to end up with a situation where your photo is not going to cover the entire inside of the lid. Now, if that's all you have, just paint the inside. It's no big deal. But generally, these I think are 3 1/4. So you're going to want to measure too. You know, use a ruler, measure, make sure that you know how big your photos are because you might want to resize them, copy them and resize them or have them resized at wherever you get your photos made. So that you can kind of, as you can see, I kind of wanted to really hone in on my daughter's face, for example. So you're going to need lids. I recommend 3. You can do this larger or smaller. It's really up to you. It's very versatile. But we're doing 3. So you're going to need that. You are going to need some ribbon or some string, or if you really want to kind of make it look, if you want to make it look a little sci-fi, you can use invisible fishing line, and then you won't necessarily see how they're connected, which can be fun. So any kind of cord, but you want something that's fairly small. You don't want a thick ribbon because the holes we're making are fairly tiny. I will give you a way to use a thicker ribbon if you want, and we'll talk about that in a moment. You are going to need a hammer, and you're going to need either a nail or an awl. An awl is used for poking holes and things, typically for bookbinding, woodworking, that sort of thing. So if you have an awl meant for metal, great. If not, a nail will do, and a lightweight hammer. You don't need anything too hefty. I also suggest a piece of wood or something like that that you can hammer into. You can see that this one I use for that purpose a lot. So you're going to want that. You are going to want a ruler, a marker, permanent marker, and a pencil. We're going to be doing some measuring here. You're going to need a pair of scissors to cut out your photos and to cut your ribbon, and a good old-fashioned glue stick to stick them in. You're going to want some photos. I'm going to add one to my little collection today of my husband and I, so we can go on the bottom there. So you're going to need some photos. These I just printed out onto cardstock because that's what I had available. And then I'll seal them with a little Mod Podge later. But you can, of course, get them made at a photo store or, you know, whatever you've got. You can print them on regular paper too. It's best if you do have a nice glossy photo though. It does absolutely look best that way. And I intend to get these photos remade and printed properly so that I can put them in there, you know, fresh ones. Now, I'm going to show you how to put holes in our metal lids to tie the string the way that I have in my example. But if perhaps you don't want to go that route, a little bit of glue gun, okay, hot glue, we can instead, and I'll show you how to do this, put ribbon across the back, okay? Now you'll notice mine all match. If you have lids that all match, awesome. I spray painted mine. Just took a minute, put it out and outside to spray paint. So you can do that. You can also sand your lids and paint them with acrylic paint. Since they're not going to be wear and tear, and you're really not going to see the back anyway, it's really just to make it neat. Now, as far as the front, you might be able to see that you could see kind of the blue and green. These are actually from salsa jars. I actually liked that bit of color creeping through, so I didn't cover it. But you may decide that you want to come in with some paint there. And you can paint the whole inside too. It's 100% up to you. There's a lot of room there. The other thing you can do is cut circles of scrapbooking paper or wrapping paper and put it on the back to decorate it a little bit. And likewise, you can do ribbon around the outside or around the inside. So there's a lot of ways to go with this. If you like things like glitter glue or puffy paint, that's really fun to fill in around your photo. So you have lots of options as far as decorating. So that's the basics of what we need. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at how we actually put this together? So I'm going to switch over to my other camera. Here we go. Alrighty. Bringing my materials over. Got my photo. Got my ribbon. All right. Here we go. So let's talk about putting the hole into our top. You are going to want to measure before you do this. So I have got my marker, I've got a ruler. You want to make holes that are about an inch apart. You can go half an inch if you'd prefer, but about an inch apart is right. And you're just going to make a hole, a dot with your marker about midway in that can. And we're doing this because it is kind of challenging to put holes in there without marking them first. So you're going to go ahead and do that. And then you're going to get your nail. You're going to get your piece of wood. Zoom out a little bit for you. Now, because the person upstairs is home today in the apartment upstairs, I don't want to make her crazy. So I'm just going to show you how to do this. You're going to put, you don't want to hammer down in this way, because that's the less steady. You're going to want to put your nail here, okay, and just kind of let it, I have to do this so that I can actually see what I'm doing. So come in here with my hammer and tap, tap, tap until you're all the way through. And as you can see, I made my holes on the other side already. You're going to do that 2 holes on the bottom, 2 holes on the top, except for whichever one is going to hang off the bottom. You don't have to do holes on the bottom for whichever is going to go on the bottom. But as you can see here, okay, 2 holes on the top, 2 holes on the bottom. And you want to, again, get out that ruler. Let's see if I can show you. Get out that ruler and make sure that you very carefully, right, make your lines so that you end up with a nice and neat dots. So you can see when I just kind of did them before, I wasn't careful about that. You want to make sure that they line up vertically, okay, so that you don't get a kind of a wonky situation there. But you can see I did top and bottom for each of my other pieces. So there you go. Now, because I knew I want to add another one to the bottom, I did holes there. But I only need them on the top because it's going to be my bottom piece. So your bottom piece is the only one that's different. Okay, so I've got that ready. I don't need my wood now. Now, I do want to mention, if you are doing this, again, you want to have an adult or an older brother or sister help you with it, because it is very easy for this to slide on you. So you want to make sure you're careful. And you'll notice that here, you've got metal coming up. You can see it can get quite sharp. So you may want to use a little sandpaper. You may want to go ahead and just cover that with a bit of tape while you're working, or just take a hammer and very gently tap down, okay? And you can always use your nail to widen those holes if you think you're gonna need it. But I will admit, earlier when I was working on this, I caught my knuckle on one of those and oof, did that hurt. So we don't want that. All right, so now we've got this prepared. I spray painted it. You're gonna paint it, do whatever you want to decorate the outside. I've got my holes ready. Normally, I would have them on top and bottom, but now I need to cut out my photo. I'm gonna get my pencil. I'm gonna take my top, and I'm just gonna kind of center it over the part of the photo that I like, okay? And I'm gonna use my pencil to trace around the outside. Okay, and you can see, I hope, let's zoom. You can see that I've got my line. Now, that's gonna be just a bit too wide, so we're gonna actually wanna kind of come in about 1/4 of an inch, okay? And just trim inside that circle by a bit. And you don't have to be perfect because the lip of the jar is gonna hide a lot of mistakes. And again, you can go in there with some puffy paint or glitter paint after the fact and clean that up and you won't even see it. Or a little bit of ribbon or some beading, you know, whatever. Get creative about it. Mine, you know, honestly, you really couldn't tell. So I wasn't super worried about it. So I'm just gonna go ahead, trying to keep this on camera for you. And I probably should have put my glasses on. 45 now, I've got to wear my reading glasses. Oh no. Okay, trimming around, just trimming. Now, if you have a scrapbooker in the family, or if you are a scrapbooker, you may have a circle cutting tool. Go ahead and use it. I wanted to do mine with my scissors, just so people could see how easy it is. All right, and then you're just gonna test, does that fit? Yep, that fits very nicely. So, all I need now is my stick glue, and you can use a white glue. You can use any kind of photo-safe adhesive. You want something that's acid-free and works on photos. That's the only requirements. And again, scrapbookers would have that. These glue sticks work well. They sell them acid-free now. And you're just gonna slide that right on in there, okay? And just press it down. And that's kind of that. That's basically all you need to do. Okay, so you're gonna let that dry. And now we're gonna go ahead and attach it to the rest of our pieces. To do that, I've got some ribbon. And this is nice, like I said, kind of a very nice thin ribbon. You could buy a whole thing like this for like $5, especially during the holidays. I need 8 inches. Let me get my ruler. 8 inches of ribbon, just like that. Cut it with my scissors. Okay, now we're gonna use a double knot to attach this. So, and I like to keep my pencil handy because sometimes this can be a little challenging. I'm gonna zoom in so you can see what we're doing. Okay, I'm just gonna fold my ribbon over and I'm gonna come in from the inside, okay? Push my ribbon through. I really do need to get my glasses for this. Just a second. Glasses time. All right, try this again. Just gonna see. This is where people with small hands definitely comes in handy. You could put this on like a little plastic needle, that might help. But I found that if I do get stuck and it doesn't want to go through the hole, I just use a pencil, the tip of a pencil, to push it through. It works pretty nicely. But I do find that kind of folding over the ribbon a little bit and pushing it into the hole like that works nicely, more or less. You could put a little tape on there or glue if you feel like that will help you with this, but it goes pretty quickly. There you go. You're gonna wanna make sure that's nice and flat. Okay, and now we're gonna go up into the bottom holes of the one above it. Okay, here we go. And see why it's really important to make sure that you tamp down any edges that you get caught on there, because that could cut your fingers while you're working with the ribbon. So take the time to use the hammer and just really make sure that there's no sharp edges. You know, do what you need to do. Now, I'm gonna get out my ruler again because I want about an inch separation between them. Okay, and I've got that. Now I'm going to tie a double knot. So left over right and under. Boy Scouts out there, you know this one. Girl Scouts too. And then right over left and under. And just tie it down. Okay, make sure that's nice. And then you're just going to trim off your edges. Now, if you want to do a longer piece of ribbon and put some bows in there or even tie on some beads, you know, you can get really creative with it. I decided to go real simple with this because I felt like the pictures themselves were pretty exciting. So there you go. So now I'm connected. The only thing I did differently on the top one is that I did the same through the 2 holes, but then I gave this about a foot of ribbon. So this is about 12 inches of ribbon instead of 8, and I just tied a little bow at the top. Okay, and you could do a double knot there too if you want. I'm just going to put a tiny bit of glue on it to hold it in place, and that's where you're going to have your picture hanger. So there you go. We've got my beautiful family in Easter photos ready to go. And I might just go ahead and put a little ribbon on there or something like that. Now, if you wanted to, instead of doing the poking the holes, and instead you want to glue your ribbon on, you can do that. Here's what you're going to do. You would use the same ribbon, but you're going to measure. Okay, you're going to measure the length of each of your pieces plus the inch in between, and you're going to cut your ribbon. Okay, and you're going to just carefully lay it. Now, you don't want one piece. You want to do 2 pieces. Otherwise, it's going to swing around, so 2 pieces will keep it more stable. You would come in and you would mark the back, again, an inch across. So from where your center is, you would get your ruler. Moving my hammer out of the way, sorry. And, you know, I would just kind of find out, where's my center? Okay, this is 3. What is this? 3 1/4. So I've got 1 1/2, 1 1/8, another 1/8. That's my center. And then I would make a mark here and here. Okay, so I'm separated by an inch, and I would lay down my ribbon like that, and I'd loop it. My ribbon is going to fall on me and come around and do the other side. And I would come in with some hot glue and basically glue that onto the back. And I'd have you could see I kind of made a loop up here, right? And so you're just going to hot glue down onto the back of your jars and do that all the way down to attach them. Now, I will say that's not going to be as sturdy as using the holes, but it is quicker and you don't have to get out the hammer and nail. Okay, so that is an option. You can just hot glue, and again, you want to use 2 strips to keep it flat. This is also a really good option if you want to use a wider ribbon. Like if you're using a 1-inch ribbon, you could just do boom straight down the back, no problem. So that is an option. And the same thing, if you want to do holes down here and put ribbon and just like some beads or do another bow, you can totally do that. There's a lot of room for customization in this project. Okay, coming on back over here to my main view. All right, so there I am with my glasses, and of course now I can't see you because they're reading glasses. I'm dropping everything all over the place today. So there we are, and here it is with my 4th added. Now, I will say I didn't have another, I wish I'd had another green can, so I might go in now that they don't match and just cover it, you know, with a little bit of ribbon or something like that, or I might go in with a little bit of paint. But you can see that if your edges aren't perfect, you can go in there with some puffy paint or a little bit of paint or even a marker and just kind of make it look finished. But it's really easy to do. It's a wonderful gift. I'm actually going to make one of these with all the grandkids for my dad for his birthday coming up this week, because they're just so quick and easy to make, and you can customize them a million different ways. And like I said, who doesn't have metal lids just sitting around that maybe you don't need? And if you don't, I'm sure you can ask a friend, and they do. All right. I hope that you enjoyed that craft. I hope that you go out and make something awesome and take this idea and invent and reinvent and prototype until you come up with something that's beautiful. And if you do that, I hope that you do that. I would love for you to share that. You can post it on our Facebook page and use the hashtag WarrenLib, because we would love to see what you're making. And if you want, I have a Padlet. Okay, it's Padlet.com, Sandy89, WCL Makers. This is a safe place to post your stuff. I moderate it. You don't have to worry. Nobody can post in there. Nobody can see in there without me approving it. So it's a great place to share your work and like other people's work. So definitely check that out. I also have to update all the videos will be compiled there in one place as well. All right, so that is Maker Monday for today. I will be back at 2 p.m. next Monday with more fun. Keep in mind that at noon on Mondays, I have Maker Camp where we all get together on Zoom and create something new. So I have lots of fun challenges planned for that too. On Wednesdays at 11 a.m. is Lego Lovers, where I have great new Lego challenges for you each week. Those are archived on YouTube, so if you miss one, go and check it out. And then on Fridays, we have Friday STEAM. So always some kind of science, technology, engineering, and art and math all mashed together for a little bit of learning and a little bit of fun. And then at 5 p.m. is Tool Time, where I teach you about some of the cool tools that we have in the library. I hope that you enjoyed. Definitely make sure you go and check out our website. Okay, we've got so many events coming to you this year. I know this is tough not being in the library, but we're doing our best to provide what we can online. Remember, you can do curbside pickup too, and we have tons of digital resources through our website for reading, ebooks, and more. I'm Sandy Roberts. I'm the Makerspace Coordinator for the Warren County Library System. I can't wait till I can be back in a Makerspace with you, but in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep making. Take care and have a great day.